Hi Virgo, welcome to your February 2019 love reading. It's Raina here. Okay, well, you do have a couple of cards that connect with having to make a decision. So the final card even is, because it's a 2. And so it may be to be continued, but there are a couple of pretty powerful major arcana cards, the Judgment card and the Death card. And just for an interesting side note, the Judgment card is connected to the planet Pluto, which is one of the rulers along with Mars of the sign Scorpio. And the Death card is connected to Scorpio. So I don't know if this is about a Scorpio person specifically. I mean, all of these positions indicate, different aspects of this particular situation. So I just thought that was interesting. But the heart of the matter is the Judgment card. And the Judgment card is about, what you sow, so shall you reap, or what somebody else has sowed. So, sometimes it can be a legal judgment or something like that. But let's say that you're someone who has decided that you've had enough of a situation and you're going to seek a divorce. When you do that, and being a Virgo, that can certainly come up where you second guess yourself, where you say, I must be a terrible person to even think about such a thing. And what I would say to that is that you should approach it with the spirit of looking at why you're doing it. And chances are you've probably been long suffering. If I think of the average Virgo person, Virgos are critical people sometimes, but they also are tolerant, so they might just gripe, a lot, but they, remain in a situation. And so you may have allowed a situation to continue to repeat itself until you had enough. And so you shouldn't feel like you didn't give it your all. And if this is just anyone who is single that doesn't have this scenario, this card is a card of rebirth. So for whatever reason, even if you're just single and looking, you may be experiencing a rebirth in your life where you feel like in other areas of your life you have changed. Maybe you've done something really spectacular, gone back to school, started a new career, healed yourself physically, and now you feel like a new person. Who knows? But this sense of renewal, and you're coming into relationships with that energy, and I think that's wonderful if that's true. But there is a card in the past position that suggests that it might be something, dealing with another person, because this is the 2 of Swords. And again, should I go through with a divorce? Weighing your options, maybe feeling kind of stuck. And the higher message is like the spiritual side of this, the Death card. The end of an era, the end of something that maybe once, look at that white flower. I don't know specifically what this symbolizes for the Death card itself, but in general, flowers blossom when something is fertile, alive, what have you. At one time, the relationship may have been like that white flower, and it might have been very it might have felt like a beautiful thing, and things happen. And sometimes it's just growing in different directions. Maybe it's nothing traumatic or bad in the classic sense. But whatever happened led you in two different directions. And perhaps there's a part of you that doesn't want to let go, that still loves this person, that is thinking of the good times. And that is what makes it hard for you to decide whether or not to go through with this. What crosses you is represented by the Page of Pentacles. And this may be, in some cases, if you kind of like something to do with communication, perhaps with somebody that, because we get the two pentacles here, and pentacles are earth energy like you. So maybe a new beginning with an earth sign. So Virgo's an earth sign, Capricorn and Taurus. That hasn't gone anywhere. You know, it might even be that you're waiting on somebody who needs to make that choice. And they haven't done so yet. With the Two of Swords, that could even be like, I'm thinking of like a Gemini individual, perhaps. I should say Libra is notorious for having difficult making up their mind, but I think Gemini can also be the same. Now, the thing about it in the past position is that they may have given you some kind of idea that they were going to do it, but they're still not leaving their marriage, and you're waiting for them. So I don't know if this is you or this is somebody else. Or if they haven't left their marriage, and if you were married, you did leave yours. And now, you know, with the Death card, it could be saying that this relationship isn't necessarily going anywhere, that it's over with. If you had an affair with somebody that promised to leave their marriage. Because, you know, here's the thing. It's one thing for somebody to, you know, cheat on their spouse. But when they promise another person that they're going to leave their marriage, and then they don't follow through on that either, that is a person that I would not trust. And so they're showing you, just like they're doing to their partner, they're doing to you. They're leading you on, or they're, even if they legitimately thought that they could leave their relationship, they haven't done so. And with the Page of Pentacles, you can't get that relationship started. There's nothing there yet, because there's a holdup and the judgment. You know, what will be the judgment? And the other thing too is, and I don't moralize about, if you know, when we're talking about infidelity, I don't usually moralize about that, because I honestly believe that there are times when things do just happen because it's a perfect storm of events that are happening in somebody's primary relationship, and then they meet somebody else. And you know, some people do leave their primary relationship and they have a long-lasting relationship with a new person. So I can't say in 100% of the cases that it's going to like lead to ruin or anything like that. But I don't like infidelity because I don't like dishonesty. I don't think it's right. I think that we should always be honest in our personal relationships. I don't think we should sneak behind our partner's back. But there may occasionally be mitigating circumstances. And so I don't judge, but perhaps like I said before, cause and effect rears its ugly head, and so someone has to deal with the consequences of their actions. The judgment is coming down on them. And so what we have coming in is the Five of Wands, and this is something of a battle. And there may be multiple people involved. Again, just like with the Two of Swords, somebody could be deciding between two people. Now they're all at it. And they're at it because they're not looking, you know, it's kind of like, I always feel like when women fight over a man that's cheating on them, I think that's so pathetic. And I always say, why would a woman fight with another woman instead of fighting with the person who, and I'm not saying you should fight, but, you know, why take it out on the other woman? Take it, if you're going to be angry at somebody, be angry at the person who is supposed to be your partner and their inability to stay faithful. So with the Five of Wands, all hell could break loose, you know, because eventually, if both parties are not dealing with the matter at hand, it can fester, and somebody refuses to make a decision, something can occur. And of course, well, you don't know this, but I'm recording this on the lunar eclipse, which happens to be in fire energy of Leo. So a lunar eclipse is a powerful full moon. Full moons can bring out relationship issues and secrets in general out into the open. So who knows about this, if this is going to be a catalyst. And I'm saying this in the future tense because it hasn't gone direct yet. But in terms of, for those who have already experienced it, there may still be fallout for some people, or it might be something that is still possible for you, you know, even a few weeks afterwards, that, you know, depending on your particular situation, that something has to give at a certain point. You can't just be on the fence forever, or the other person can't be on the fence. People who feel this sense of like being pulled in two different directions, that's not a good feeling. You know, people don't like to feel like that. And eventually they start to get angry at they feel that they're being put into this position, and they kind of like confront the other person. What's going on here? You know, why can't you make a decision? The outcome, Two of Pentacles. This is even a card sometimes of a job, maybe a job offer that's overseas, so very far away. You know, if this is a workplace romance or an affair, that might be something you consider because you want to get away from the situation. You may feel like there is one person, if you're choosing between two people, you may be trying to decide whether you want that kind of stable partner, or if you're just looking for excitement, you're looking for something that feels a little bit dangerous or a little bit, I don't know, edgy, or just risk-taking behavior. So I picked an additional card. The Lover's card. You know what's so funny about the Lover's card is that it's also a card of choice. You know, so I was trying to get away from a card that's talking about choice. It can be with Gemini. And the Lover's card is self-explanatory in terms of, you know, you obviously know what it means. However, the nudity of this card can indicate something that relates to intimacy, not just physical intimacy, but just emotional intimacy. So maybe there's one person that is your lover, but you're looking for your best friend as well. Let me pick one more card because I'm trying to figure out. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it here. The High Priestess. There's two things I would say with this card. If you're the one that has to make a decision, tune into your higher self. Sit, be still, and know. And tune into what your gut is telling you that you should do. Don't listen to your intellect. Listen to your gut. What is your gut telling you to do? And also, it could be a card that you don't have all the information, that there's something being withheld, and that could mean that you are operating on a premise that isn't correct, where somebody is presenting a situation in a false way because they're omitting certain important details, crucial details. And they're doing so to present a scenario that fits their own agenda. So just be careful of that. Because you may think that you're dealing with somebody, especially if this is someone who you have been having an affair with, who's married, or, you know, in a primary relationship. Sometimes people like this will tell you the typical scenario. The other person doesn't understand them. They're being disrespectful to them. They're cold to them. They have to stay because of their children. They'll tell you all these things. And sometimes they promise things and they don't deliver. And then they have some bogus excuse. And so you have to really question whether or not this person is trustworthy. And who knows, maybe that's the Judgment card too, is are you using good judgment here, Virgo? Or are you kind of clouded? Is your judgment clouded over because you have feelings for somebody, you're in love with somebody, and you don't want to see the truth? You don't want to see what's really going on. So you're trying to make a decision, but you're not allowing yourself to see the truth. And you notice the moon in the background. The moon can represent deception, sometimes self-deception. So it really is incumbent upon you to tune into your higher self to get a better feel for what your next move should be. Okay, that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. Have a great month. Bye.